Yes, I have been showing my living environment. Yeah, you see that plastic? Tiff put that up. Maybe I shouldn't have laughed at her for it. She did try, but she ruined 400 feet of plastic. And yeah, I'm used to construction, you know? Yeah, I don't like a lot of the hazing that they do, but I do a little bit of it. I am a construction worker, you know? I just don't take it to the extremes that they do. But anyway, just like Charlie's empty seat, I'm showing the aftermath. And you think I'd be doing that and saying that I'm not responsible for it if I was? No. I would look around and be like, y'all, this is what proved to me that I made a mistake, which it did, but not because of me. I chose a person that had an alternate plan. Again, yeah. Well, imagine that. All these women were from single moms that did the same thing to their fathers. Yep, all of them. That's who they were raised by. Yeah, I guess I should have, been more stereotypical, I guess. Maybe that would have saved me. But that's what I get for being a nice guy and giving anybody a shot, I guess. Well, I always hated it when, people would be really rude to somebody. When it took a lot of courage for them to come up and ask them out. You don't have to be rude if you don't want to date them. You can just tell them. But these people would be really rude. And I don't know why I would say yes just to give them a shot and let them know that, hey, I'll see what you're about. I was just trying to be open and nice and give everybody a chance. And this is the mess it got me in. And I assure you, I was not doing any of the bad stuff. I assure you. I assure you, everything I've said is 100% the truth. I want to go to heaven. I can't lie. I can't make up stories. I can't manipulate. I can't do that stuff that everybody else does to make people believe them. I can't do that. All I can do is put the truth out there. You guys want to take it any which way you want, that's on you. That's not on me. Just like these people. I have recordings of Tiff admitting to me that I never judged her, I never abused her, I never did any of these things. And this was after we broke up and she put in peace orders saying that I did. I never did. My niece, Angela, one of the most feminist chicks you'll meet. Okay? She's telling me and swearing up and down that, she don't know what these people are talking about because she's never seen any of that. And I said, you're right. She says I'm one of the greatest fathers. I was a great fiance. She wouldn't say that. Trust me. She's very street and straight, especially about something like that because she does not. She, like I said, she's. Yeah, they become different people when they are on drugs. And yes, Tiff knew if I knew she was on pills or doing any type of drug behind my back, we were done. And I don't care how I felt about her. She knew I would leave her. And I never caught her with any pills. That was probably my mistake telling her that. That's probably why she hid it so well. But I could tell by the way she was acting, which made more fights because she isn't going to admit it. Yeah, I did all this because this basement was destroyed. completely destroyed. It didn't have nothing down here. I put all this drywall up, all this with in less than 2 months, and that was with watching kids and running a business and dealing with all the crazy stuff my fiance was doing. I did not want to come back here. Tiffany wrecked our vehicle on purpose so I couldn't go to a job. Clear sign, again, that she is messing with my way of life. Well, why'd you give up the land and take the rental when you knew it was going to be? Because she needed to be proven a lesson. If you guys would have seen how she was acting and what she was doing, one, it gave her her way. Two, she gonna learn a lesson. And boy, did she learn it. Yeah, Chris, remember me running into you and all your little buddies at the BP, and you had some type of scenario going down between some dude named Beans? Yeah, I was all there for you, even though I didn't know any of that was going down. Then you sitting there letting the Brian Williams that doesn't like you and the one that I beat up for you all in the trailer park because of you and Corey, um, hmm, come to find out that that situation wasn't as innocent as you proclaimed it was. And what did I do? I talked to Beans and told him, you ain't jumping him, you ain't shooting him. You all want to fight, one on one, right there. Nobody's jumping in. When I say it's done, it's done. What did he do? He tried to get smart. Did it work? Nope. I told him, look, you can handle your business the right way with him, like I said, or you can handle that business with me, and you can choose any which way you want, and I will beat the fuck out of all of you. So you make your choice. That's exactly what I told him. He looked at me, nodded his head, shook my hand, and you two settled your business. You got your ass whooped, boy. You got tore the fuck up. That's what you get. You don't steal shit, bro. Oh, you think I'm coming after you physically? I don't have to. You know what's going to happen to you. And it ain't going to be at my hand. Why you think I'm staying away from everybody? Yeah, you know why. Because I am not going to jail for you fucking idiots. I know karma's on its way for you. Oh, yes, it is. Why were you caught at a 12-year-old girl's house that is pregnant? Why did your wife go there and start a fight with this girl? Chris? Yeah, you know why I say this through here? Because I don't need you to give me some bullshit answer. You did what Willie does. You went to mess with that girl because she was pregnant, which means you can do what Willie does. Yeah, he's married and he still does that shit. Wait until Nada finds out. Nada is an unhinged female. And even though me and her don't agree, because she's, to me she's more manly than a woman should be. And no, I don't like her. You realize my brother knew her when she was like 9 years old and he was in high school. It was his friend's younger sister. I mean, way younger. You know about Amanda too. Yes, you do. What about Wendy? Where did Jen go with Jazzy? Your house. That's funny. How come my family is always the one starting shit in my relationships? Oh, because I was taught that we're equal. Right. Yeah. I have never all out attacked a female. Never. Anytime a female has attacked me, she has gotten wrapped up. The only female that has not gotten wrapped up when they have attacked me is my sister. And that's because, that's like trying to wrap up a fucking Tasmanian devil. Good luck. She will break your shit. Yes, she is fucking wicked. That one you have to hit. You have to knock her out. If not, she's gonna hurt you. I don't give a fuck how strong you are. I don't care how big of a man you are. She will shatter your shit. Yeah, she will. You forget who taught her how to fight. It wasn't her. And it wasn't Willie. Willie doesn't know how to fight. Willie only knew how to wrestle and lay on people, and he wasn't even that good at that. No, I'm not saying my brother, couldn't hold his own towards certain people. Kind of. You know, most people he would just wrestle them to the ground and lay on them because even if he hit them, I don't know where you learned that technique, pillow boy. Hopefully the army taught you a better technique. Your brother tried to teach you, you just couldn't get it. Pretty funny. You don't tell people about that pact we made and what happened to you for going against it, do you, Willie? What's your problem, dude? Hmm? You've been like this since we were kids, man. Secretly jealous of your little brother, huh? What for? You were the golden child. You're the one that got to go do everything. Anything and everything you wanted. Did I get to hang out with my grandfather and go on fishing trips? No. Did I get to go out hunting with Uncle Hank and all them? No. But you did. Did I ever hold that against you? No. You acted like you were jealous of me. Why? Almost got blown up. I got attacked by Rick. Shit, I got attacked by Kenny. I beat the shit out of them and protected you all. What's your deal, dude? You mentally unstable? What the fuck's your problem? Oh, that's right. Your brother knows the truth about you. Well, I'm pretty sure that the two witnesses in the Bible speaking fire out their mouth, it's going to feel something like this because it's going to be a lot of truth that y'all ain't going to want to hear. So maybe this truth all being poured out is a birth pain to that. Because that means, I don't know if the people spewing truth right now, are consider them yet. I haven't really made that connection. I thought it was the two lampstands, as in two different groups of believers, which it might be. And I believe it's the Jews and what real Christians are, not what the Vatican tried to manipulate it into. And that's funny because Christianity has always been messed with and people have tried to take it over. Because every time they've tried to abolish it, people wouldn't allow it. So the next step was to act like they were the Christian, even though they were going to introduce their evil stuff into it. That's why you all wash up on Sunday. That is Ra's day. You are worshiping a sun god. But you might be saved because God knows where your heart is. God knows where your heart is. You see what I mean? This thing's going off left and right, and it never does that until I start recording a video. And then ding 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 ding. I'm serious. There's times I have this phone on me the whole time. It's never dinging, and I have all kinds of notifications. But now all of a sudden, which I don't care, I'm in the middle of something. It can wait. Yeah, this is what you all did. Oh, yeah, I know what it looks like. Three innocent babies lost their life because of this bullshit you all are doing. They were mine. The ones mom didn't take care of. That's another thing I keep hearing, and I know where that's coming from. And I'll say this story again just so people realize. When I was working with my uncle and I was still running my business. I was just working for him, only getting a quarter of what I could get. I was still a subcontractor. Yeah, I was subcontracting for him. That's why I was percentage, because I had already passed being a dayman pay or hourly. And I wasn't doing salary again. He already got me with that one. 300 a week, no overtime, working 120 hours a week. Whew, you shithead. No wonder I had enough credits to frickin' retire at 23. Yeah, the state sent me a card saying that I had enough credits to retire through, you know, regular retirement at 23. Yep. Yeah, most of the time you got to work 65 to 72 years of your life before you get that. Well, I guess from 18 up till then would only be like, let's see, around a little over 45, 50 years, around there. So, yeah, I completed that way before. I'm talking about that should have been 45 to 50 years, and I did it within 5 years. That's a lot of working. So in 5 years, I did the equivalent of 45 to 50 years of work hourly. Yeah. There ain't no way. Yes, there is. Working my ass off. It was only me and him. And a lot of times he wasn't even on the job. So that was me working my ass off. Who was that for? At first it was for myself. Then Bethany came back after I dated uh, a girl named Brandy, which I should have known right then and there. And I guess I was just young and naive, whatever you want to call it. But I showed up to a friend's house. It happened to be hers. And she freaking freaked out, jumped on me. And she even had a boyfriend there. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, David, I miss you. Come to find out, her boyfriend's a cop. Yeah. And he ain't happy with me. Even though I don't know why she's doing this. Yeah, she's never acted like that. I don't know what that was about. And then she wouldn't leave me alone the whole night. I don't know why. I guess her persistence. I was like, all right, because it took her a while before I actually said yeah to her. Then I find out that she had another boyfriend. I'm like, what the fuck? I never met him or figured out who he was, but yeah, I walked away from that shit. I was like, no. Mm-mm. Then find out she's also messing around with my brother. What? What's wrong with you women? Damn. I've never done stuff like that. Like this whole freaking hoe phase that they say guys go through. I've never went through that. I never even knew what it was. I thought only girls went through that. And they're like, oh, guys go through it too. And I was about to, butt into the conversation and be like, no. And then I started thinking about my brother. And I'm like, well, maybe they do. Yeah, man. Just like a father, me being a dad, my son did something and he needs to pay for it. Just like my daughter, Jasmine, she was doing something. She hurt one of her friends with her supposed boyfriend. Yeah, you do stuff like that, you need to answer for it, whether you're my kid or not. I ain't going to sit here and protect you. I've raised you not to do those things. And then you decide to do them anyway, and then you're going to run to me and be like, oh, protect me. Nope. You're going to go turn yourself in, and whatever happens is on you. They knew that. Tiffany was the one that blocked me from stopping David and his physical stuff when he came back. And let me tell you something, all of you, right now. I know this sounds kind of weird, but he was taken when he was 7, okay? He was given back around 11, all right? Yeah, we fought that long. Seen, did every court date, every visit, everything we had to do, just like I did when Jen pulled that shit with Jazz. No, no, I'm not the richest. Never have been. And yes, I've splurged on money so my kids could have a smile on their face when I should have saved it. I've given money to a teammate because, yeah, even though, well, if she was doing all that, how come you didn't expect it? I don't know. I guess I believed what she said and the manipulation she put out there because I didn't want that relationship not to work. And she knew it. She knew it was my last one. I trust me, she knew everything. But yeah, I was never raised around, men and all that. So a lot of the stuff they would tell me I would have to do towards women, I was like, yeah, right, man. That's wrong. Come to find out, it's the only way to keep them kind of with you. You have to play a certain way just so they are distracted a certain way. What? And I didn't feel that that was right, so I wouldn't do it. And maybe that was my problem. I don't know. Oh, were you sound like you were out there just beating up everybody. No, do you see my size? Do you see how I'm confident in the way I talk and that I'm sure of myself? That's what pissed people off because they didn't believe it. They just had to see. So I showed them. They believed it after that. Yeah, most of the people I got in those fights with ended up becoming cops, sheriff and state boys. Yeah. Some of them are still pretty cool, but I bet you they hold a grudge. And yeah, they know I'm brutally honest. I don't give a shit. I'll tell you exactly what I know. I don't care. This is what I see. This is how I'm calling it. I don't care what your name is, what your rank is, how much money you think you have, how much you don't have, who you're married to, who you're not married to. I don't care about none of that. I care about what went down, who it affected, how it affected them, and was it right or not. That's it. I can't see how my family knows all this stuff's going on behind my back, and instead of helping me and being on my side, they went the opposite way and actually indulged in what people were doing behind my back. What the fuck is wrong with you all? You have no fucking backbone? You have no balls? You damn sure don't respect your family. But you got your mom twisted, don't you, Chris? And at least I'm going to say this one more time. Stay the fuck out of it. Oh, I've already heard the conversations in between you, mom, and Aunt Bev. You bitches, y'all need some help. I need that poem that David wrote, or that uh, letter to his dad. They asked him at the facility he was at to write a letter to his hero. I had no clue this boy was going to write this about me or that he was even doing it. Pissed his mother off, boy. Dude, thanks, David. Thank you. Because now I don't know if you did that because you meant it or you did that to piss your mother off so she would do stuff to your dad. Because I was in complete hell just because of what you said in that. I love it. I mean, I love to hear the story. If you actually felt that way, I was shocked. I didn't know that that was your outlook on your dad. I'm glad that it was. Showed I was doing my job. But that drastically changed now, didn't it? Yeah. All because you're covering up because of what you've become. Didn't I tell you? In between now and 18, you need to be careful of who you become. You didn't listen. You went the opposite. Yes, you're manipulating and lying. That's even worse. And you know it is. And it's funny, they think me being in this hell that they created. Oh, I'm so down and depressed. I'm so hurt. No, I'm not. So was your guys' attack on your dad? this this is what you did? Hmm. So now your mom gets credit for you graduating and going into tech school. You know, that was all your dad. Hilarious. Oh, I will prove it. 2 years old. Who's the one that taught you to build computers? Wasn't mommy. She was yelling at me for letting you do it. He doesn't know what he's doing. What do you think you're doing? I said, watch. He does know. No, he doesn't. He's 2 years old. He doesn't know how to mess with computers. He does now. And that's when I handed you all the parts and said, go ahead, buddy. And he put them all in, including the power supply. I plugged it in, and it worked great. Tiff said, oh, how is he able to do that? I said, because I'm not limiting him, and I'm here with him. David was advanced. I had more time with him. The other ones, something with those vaccinations, and the fact that their mother was not doing the stuff I was doing with David. And yeah, there was plenty of times that he wasn't around me. And I seen him starting to lose everything that I was teaching him. Because his mom would catch an attitude or do something wrong and run off. Yeah, just because she was talked to about what she was doing. She caught an attitude, snatched up my son, and would run. Like, she had the right to do that. She didn't. And I hope you know, right there is neglect. You are hurting that kid all because you don't want to answer for what you've done. We wouldn't be at this position if you weren't doing things behind my back. And I'm not a soft dude. I might be nice. I might talk to you civilly with a tone. But that's about all you're getting, and you knew it. Then you do what everybody else did. Try to construct a situation to make you come out looking like you were the victim and you were just being held down. No. The only reason you made it as far as you did after you left here is because I didn't want you with your mother. That's what you used the fake peace order for. Don't bullshit. If you liked other people so much like that, why did you do the 3 hour talk in Walmart parking lot to convince me to give you a shot? Why did you do that? Because you wanted what you wanted. You can give a fuck what I wanted for my life, even though I expressed that I cared what you wanted for yours, even though I didn't know you. That's what the talk was for. I told you, you are fucking young. You are just coming into your adult life. There is no way in hell you want a serious relationship right now. You're gonna say that, you're gonna do shit and fuck it up. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I know what I want. I've lived, I've been through blah 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 blah. It was a bunch of bullshit just to get what you wanted. You want to talk about somebody stalking? The only person that ever stalked anybody was you stalking me. You stalked me for almost fucking 3 months. Yeah, you're lucky I didn't see it as that. I do now. That's exactly what it was. It wasn't somebody that just really, really wanted a relationship with me. It was somebody that really, really wanted to fuck up my life. Because you knew the stories with Jen. You knew they were true. You knew the stories with Bethany and knew they were true because she was your best friend. So you knew they were true. And you did the same shit. Yvonne, I don't even consider us together like that. I have mentioned it because yes, it we did, but for my mental well-being, I have to put it in my head that we were never a thing. My brother. Oh, you're not supposed to fall in love with the first person you get with. If that's how I feel, that's how I feel. What are you jealous of? That I'm not running around making myself look like a F boy like you? I never wanted to do that, Willie. I wanted a girlfriend to move into possibly getting married and a family. The family part, at that time, I didn't even know if I wanted it. I was still debating. And notice, Yvonne tried everything she could to get me to be sexual with her. I finally gave in. She was the first one. And she never got pregnant. As soon as my brother went behind my back, she got pregnant with his son. But no, I don't know how to be responsible, even though I was young. Even though, yeah, I might not have been, I should have been doing that. Still way more responsible than anybody else. I didn't have kids until I decided that I wanted them. Yes, I did it young because I knew I didn't want to have kids when I got older. I wanted to have kids that way I could be this age and still hang out with them and have fun. Of course, all these women knew that, and they each destroyed it their, by their own behalf. But of course, because of internet and feminism and people just believing bullshit, it's totally different, apparently. Yeah, once the kids died, I told you all, I was done with life. All I've done is work and give it to my mom. Sit here, smoke my cigarettes, smoke my weed, and just miss my kids. Why? Because this was built for them. This is the last place I was with them. So now I'm stuck. Because now I have an attachment to what this place was before everybody helped to destroy it. Oh, yeah, they did. They flooded it while I was in trouble, even though they set up that whole scenario on Nolan's birthday. Yeah. My sister was drunk, started a fight. I wrapped her up and laughed at her. Cops get called. I said I'm not pressing charges, even though I should have, because my sister did. She had hickeys on her neck from her boyfriend. She told them that those were bruises from me. If I wanted you bruised, it would be a lot worse than that. And you know it. You wanted me out of the house. You wanted to take over because you had broken up with your husband. And now you needed another place to control. Yeah, you're a controlling psycho bitch. You always have been. That's my feelings on you, and it will never change. Never. Something happens to you or Willie, I don't give a shit. I will not be at your funeral. I will not be around you. I don't give a fuck what happens to you. As far as I'm concerned, you don't exist. Yeah, you motherfuckers. What'd you say when you came here? All this, I want a relationship with my brother. I want the, yeah, right. Just like always. You try and play this nice, sweet, I want to let things go, blah, blah, blah. And you're really setting me the fuck up. Gee, I wonder why Tiff thought she could get away with it. Watching what you motherfuckers do. And there was a reason you weren't allowed around my kids. Mm-hmm. What happened on New Year's when Kirsten was playing with Sebastian? Be honest, bitch. You were not taking care of your house. You had toys all over the fucking floor. They were over there trying to play with them, really close to each other. Your focus is on the TV. Mom's focus is on the TV. My focus is watching the kids. I'm going to explain. They're real little. Kirsten was maybe 2 or 3. Little Sebastian was maybe a little younger than that. And, they're walking side by side up to the toys all over the floor. And they go to step on the toys to walk to the middle of the toys. And they both like kind of grab each other as they're stepping on these toys. And next thing they fall. My mom and sister turn around, even though they didn't see anything but these two sitting on the ground. And my mom screams out, "She attacked the baby." You really think I would have been that calm if my child just attacked a baby? They didn't. They were walking. They went to fall, both of them at the same time. They grabbed a hold of each other's shoulders and they both went down. It was actually pretty cute. None of them got hurt. But it was just the reaction and how she tried to bring in this false fucking thing right away. And I'm like, no, she didn't. I watched the whole thing. They were walking across the toys. They both went to fall. They grabbed a hold of each other and they both fell. That's not what happened. I'm sitting here fucking watching it. You're not. You gonna tell me what the fuck happened? This is what I mean. Shit like that. And that's when I said, yep, we're leaving. And we left. That's why I didn't like my kids around you. What happened when we were over there for Easter and we're trying to get David back from all this craziness and he's going through a lot? What did your kids do? Asked me if they could come down and play Grand Theft Auto. And what did I say? No, my kids don't play that game. Oh, it put the whole house in an uproar. What do you mean your kids don't play that game? What do you mean? You don't let your kids be kids? They're not playing that game. What did they say? Oh, okay, we'll just play another game. That's fine. Nothing with stuff like that in it. No Call of Duty, none of that stuff. They're not old enough to be experiencing all that right now. Okay, so we all eat. They go down to play. I check on them, make sure they're playing a good game. I'm down there for a little bit. Then I come upstairs to get dessert. David comes running upstairs and asks me if I want to play football. I said, sure. I said, let me get some dessert and then we'll go out and play. He goes back down. Uh, I asked him if he wanted some before he ran back down. He said no and took off. But anyway, uh, after I got done, I went down to round them up for football. Come to find out, they're playing Grand Theft Auto. I said, all of my kids, out now. And they all went. And little John started running his mouth. They're not doing anything wrong. They can play this. You don't tell me what my kids can do and what they can't. So we go out to play this football game that David wanted to play. Come to find out, there was another little boy there named Greg that David said something to. about this football game. I never knew this conversation went down between these two. Because when I come down when they were playing, everything was cool. Greg wasn't upset, or I didn't get any notion that he had said something this rude to this boy. Didn't know anything. We're up. We're getting the game together, you know. And Greg come up to me and he said, "Can I play?" And I said, "Yeah, buddy, you can play." Well, you know. Then I went used the bathroom. And then we went out to play. And I'm like, "Where's Greg?" And David's like, "Oh no, I don't." Little David said, "I don't know. I don't think he wants to play." I looked at little Willie. And little Willie went like this. So I was like, "All right, well, we'll play. If he shows up, he can just join in." So we're playing, you know. And all of a sudden, some pissed off woman comes out the house, tries to go around me and get in my son's face. And I kind of shoved her back. I said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I didn't say what the fuck. I felt like it. I said, "What are you doing?" And "I don't need to talk to you." And she starts running her mouth to my son about being rude to her son, saying that he couldn't play the game. Apparently, because David said he was too fat. Gregory wasn't fat. He was husky. He thick little kid, but he wasn't fat. Um, I did not know that went down until this point. And as soon as she did that, I'm mad at her. I'm about to knock this bitch out. And she said that. I turned to David and I said, "Is this true?" And David, and took off running. Told me right there it's true. I turned back to Vicky and I said, "Okay, you were right. Let me tell you something. Don't ever, ever think that you can come around me and act like that. That almost got your ass knocked out." She starts running her mouth. "Anybody's rude to my kid, baby. You come talk to me. We will handle it. You don't get in my son's face." Yeah. So after that, we left. Yeah, David ended up winning the all three big prizes for the Easter hunt, and John had a big fit. So David gave up the one of the big ones, so John could have it. Yeah, they were all trying to tell. Well, that's not fair. Yes, it is fair. He is the one that went out and got them, and he happened to get every one of them. How is that not fair? Pretty sure if John went out there and got them all, he wouldn't be sharing with nobody, and you guys would say, "Well, that's the way it goes." But because it was my kid that ended up with a good deal, all of a sudden, no, get out of here. It's ridiculous, man.